We won. You know, I thought it was kind of a crazy game. I thought that we started out pretty strong defensively. I thought that their depth and foul ability changed the game. But we were able to kind of sustain it, and then they just started making threes like crazy. And then we were able to hold off.
Well, we'll start with questions. I got one first. Then, when you shoot the ball as well as you did from three-point range, like, does that make up for some other mistakes that maybe parts of the game that you didn't like as well? Like, if you hit 14 of 18, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, Kinley put her hand, y'all didn't see it just a minute ago, she put her hand over the turnover so I couldn't look at it because she knows that was pretty ugly. And then she put her hand over her turnovers and the turnovers. But if you're going to make some mistakes and turn the ball over, you know, you better shoot the ball well. And we shot 60% from the field. You know, if we don't turn the ball over, we might have scored 80. I don't know if we've scored 80 all year. Some of that was their pressure. It got hectic because they were down 17 or 18 in the first half, so they kind of made the game crazy. And we didn't handle that great, but it was like we either handled it and got an easy shot and scored, or we turned the ball over. And it was enough to win.
Coach, you're playing 5 kids and a couple others. You were pretty opportunistic with how you used your subs. It may have only been for 5-10 second blow here or there, but what went into that thought process to try to give the kids as much of a break as you could?
Well, and I've said this, there's teams in the country that cancel their seasons. There are teams that have forfeited games, and that's just not, and I'm not down in any of them. I don't know their circumstances, so I don't know what they're talking about. But, you know, we knew when Nora went down 2 games ago that we were going to have some challenges and some problems. And I talked with these two actually last night and said, look, we're going to have to play some kids here and there, and so you're going to have to be ready for it. What we tried to do was steal. It wasn't time on the clock. It was time on the bench. So, you know, Kinley got a whopping, and this is huge, she got 41 seconds of rest in the game. But that 41 seconds was at a point in the game where she was going to get that plus immediate and get extra time to sit. We tried to do the same thing with Anaya. I thought Tori came in and did a phenomenal job because we got to spell Anaya and Lexi, and I was worried that I could only spell one of them. So we tried to get some subs in there to give the kids some rest early. Now the foul trouble was a major problem, as you could tell.
When you play a team for the 3rd time, including one you just beat by a pretty good margin last week, how do you keep a young team focused that today's a whole new game?
You know, they're going to hate this because it's all I ever say. It's because we approached this game. I don't care if we played them 5 times. I don't care if you played them, never played them. We try to approach every single thing the exact same. We approach, and I said it today in my riveting pregame speech that was the most motivating thing either one of these kids have ever heard, that it's like June 6th when we come to practice. It's like September the 5th. It's every single day you approach things the same way. That way, playing a team a 3rd time doesn't matter. Playing in a tournament, it doesn't matter. You do the right thing, and you do the right thing every single time. And so that stuff tends to not be factors. Having said that, you've got to have people that step up and make plays. And these two did. And it was so funny how they did it. It was like polar opposites. Kinley put the ball in the hole. But one of the reasons that she got to put the ball in the hole is they were putting so much attention on Anaya. And I told Anaya at halftime, if they're going to keep doing that, I'm going to keep using you the same way. It's the fact that you're not scoring we scored points because of her. And it was just, she didn't have to put the ball in the hole, but she was garnering so much attention, it was opening things up for everybody else.
Anaya, it was a little slow start on the offensive end, but how big was it for people like Josie to knock down 3 she knocked down, Ma came in and hit 1, Love was in double figures too. The supporting cast, when they are so much doubling you, shading Kinley to be able to knock down those shots from your teammates.
They're a big relief basically to our team. So when they're just shooting really well or having a good night, it makes it easier for us to score, and it makes it easier for us to be in rhythm and be calm on offense. I know my start was a little slow, but overall, it wasn't about me putting the ball in the hole. I had to do other things to keep it going.
You have 14 rebounds.
I think you started like 6 for 6. Have you been that hot to start a game before? And why was there such ease just letting it get in through the rim like that?
I don't know if I've started that hot.
She hadn't done it for us ever. I watched her do it in high school all the time.
Whatever. I mean, like Anaya was saying and Coach was saying, they had so much attention on Anaya. I mean, I feel like we're kind of a duo. If they're going to focus on Anaya, then I go do our half of the job, and then if I'm getting more attention, Anaya goes and does her half of the job, and we just work well like that. So, and I owe it to her to put it in the hole. So, she's got to do what she got to do.
Coach, Love, you needed her to have a big game, but you talked about Josie and the radio, how not only did she hit some really big threes when it got to about 4 or 5 points, but she was in charge of guarding Owens. How big was she?
Well, if you want to talk about, am I talking into the microphone, Kyle? Yeah. Okay. If you want to talk about the play of the game was we took a timeout, one of our strategic timeouts for Jerry, and I told the girls what I wanted to do. Tech did a nice job and changed defenses. Kinley finds Lexi. Lexi finds Josie. Josie nails a 3, which is a backbreaker in itself. But then we got to come down, and it's so ironic that the backdoor play was for Josie. So in a span of 30 seconds, Josie gets the 5 biggest points of the game, and that's kind of a Josie, you earned that for guarding Owens that whole game.
Last question, talk about tomorrow, just moving on and playing number 1 seed.
We are not playing the number 1 seed. We're playing the number 2 seed. Why is everybody telling me that? Again, it's June the 6th tomorrow. We got to go to work. We got to play Little Rock, and we all know what they're going to do. They're as physical as anybody that's out there. They're gonna beat the crap out of us. We're gonna try to beat the crap out of them. The question is very simple: how much rest can we get these guys in the next 24 hours? And it is that simple.